Right. Hello all. Now we'll discuss the Keshwananda Bharati case, which is the part of the evolution of basic structure. Right. So in Keshwananda Bharati case, the Supreme Court overruled its judgment in the Golaknath case. Right. It upheld the validity of the 24th Amendment Act. Okay. And stated that Parliament is empowered to abridge or take away any of the fundamental rights, right? At the same time, it laid down a new doctrine of the basic structure or basic features of the Constitution. So it ruled that the constituent power of the Parliament under Article 368 does not enable it to alter the basic structure of the Constitution. This means that the Parliament cannot abridge or take away a fundamental right that forms a part of the basic structure of the Constitution. So let me explain. See, in Keshwananda Bharati case, the Supreme Court held that the Parliament is empowered to amend any part of the Constitution. However, such amendment should not abridge or violate the basic features or the basic structure of the Constitution. Okay. So for the first time, the Supreme Court of India had used the phrase called basic structure in Keshwananda Bharati case. Okay. And of course, this phrase hasn't been mentioned in any part of the Constitution. So it is a judicial intervention. Okay. Right? And of course, at the beginning, at the outset itself, I have explained what are the features that are mentioned by the Supreme Court in Keshwananda Bharati case as the features of basic structure. Okay? Right. And the next case is Indira Gandhi versus Raj Narayan case. If you look at the background of this case, Indira Gandhi was convicted by the High Court of Allahabad for malpractices in the elections. Okay. And she was asked to resign from her political office for the malpractices. Okay. So in order to nullify the judgment of Allahabad High Court, the Parliament has introduced the 39th Amendment Act in 1975. Of course, this was the period of national emergency. I think you know about the Article 352, right? On the grounds of Article 352, national emergency will be imposed. Okay, right. So in order to nullify this judgment of Allahabad High Court with respect to the cancellation of the Indira Gandhi's political office, the Parliament has introduced the 39th Amendment Act in 1975. Okay, so this act kept the election disputes, please carefully understand, election disputes involving the Prime Minister and the Speaker of Lok Sabha outside the jurisdiction of all courts. That means this 39th Amendment Act has kept the election conflicts or the election disputes with respect to the Prime Minister and the Speaker of the Lok Sabha outside the jurisdiction of the court. Okay? Am I clear? Right? And this 39th Amendment Act was passed by the Parliament during the emergency period. Okay? This act placed the election of the President, the Vice President, the Prime Minister and the Speaker of the Lok Sabha beyond the scrutiny of the judiciary. Okay? So it is clearly visible that this provision is against the judicial review. This provision is against the judicial review because under Article 13 and Article 32 and other several articles, the judiciary is given the power of reviewing the laws made by the Parliament. Okay, yes or no? And also the judiciary is empowered to review the disputes regarding various organs of the government. Okay? So this power is taken back by the 39th Constitutional Amendment Act. So this Amendment Act states that the disputes regarding the election of the President, Prime Minister, Vice President and the Speaker of the Lok Sabha cannot be questioned in the court of law. Okay. So why this amendment was enacted? This amendment was enacted by the government in order to suppress Indira Gandhi's prosecution by Allahabad High Court for corrupt electoral practices. Okay. So we can say that this was the worst part on the side of Indira Gandhi, because being a prime minister, she shouldn't have done like this. You know, she misused the Article 352 and she pushed the Indian democracy into darkness. She imposed emergency to protect her position. Okay. But however, there is a mechanism called checks and balances in the Indian Constitution. So whenever one of the three organs of the government tries to violate the Constitution, the other organs will come into rescue. Okay. The same has happened in this case as well. Yes or no? So in this Indira Gandhi versus Rajnarayan case, Supreme Court held that the provision which was introduced by 39th Amendment Act, what was that provision? The election of the President, Prime Minister and Speaker of the Lok Sabha, Vice President are out of judicial review, right? So the court said that this provision was beyond the amending power of the Parliament. Okay, as it affected the basic structure of the Constitution. That meaning in this case, Supreme Court reaffirmed or reasserted the importance of basic structure, right? For the first time in 1973, basic structure was introduced, and again the basic structure concept or the doctrine of basic structure is quoted in Indira Gandhi versus Rajnarayan case in 1975. Am I making sense? Right. So again the Parliament reacted to this judicially innovated doctrine of basic structure by enacting 42nd Amendment Act 1976, right? So this act amended Article 368 and declared that there is no limitation on the constituent power of Parliament and no amendment can be questioned in any court on any ground, including that of the contravention of any of the fundamental rights. So Article 42 tries to completely nullify the judgment that was delivered in Indira Gandhi versus Rajnarayan case. Okay, this 42nd Amendment says that the Parliament has absolute power to amend the Constitution. That means amending the Constitution or the power to amend the Constitution is not limited. Okay, it is unlimited as far as Parliament is concerned. Meaning Parliament can amend any part of the Constitution by using Article 368. And such amendments cannot be questioned on any ground. On any ground. Okay? Even it abridges the fundamental rights. Am I making sense? So in this way, the Parliament had tried to nullify the judgment delivered in Indira Gandhi versus Rajnarayan case. Okay? Right. Now we will see the Minerva Mills case in 1980. Okay? So this case again strengthens the basic structure doctrine. Okay? So in this case, Supreme Court struck down changes made to the Constitution by 42nd Amendment Act 1976, declaring them to be violative of the basic structure. Okay? So the judgment makes it clear that Constitution and not the Parliament is supreme. Right? The 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act says that Parliament is supreme. Why? It says that Parliament can amend any part of the Constitution, any provision of the Constitution, even it affects the or infringes the fundamental rights. So it simply says that Parliament is supreme. Okay. However, This provision of 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act was nullified by judgment in Minerva Mills case. Okay, in this case, Supreme Court held that Constitution is supreme and not the Parliament. Okay, and also in this case, the Supreme Court added judicial review and balance between the fundamental rights and DPSP as a basic structure or the basic features of the Constitution. Okay, am I making sense? Right? So the judges ruled that limited amending power itself is a basic feature of the Constitution. You have to understand this meaning. Limited amending power means Article 368 lays down the procedure to amend the Constitution. Okay, so Supreme Court said that Article 368 gives only the limited amending power. Okay, it does not give absolute amending power or total amending power to change any part of the Constitution, right? Okay, so Supreme Court says that since the Constitution had conferred a limited amending power on the Parliament, the Parliament cannot, under the exercise of that means under the process of exercising limited amending power, limited power enlarged, Parliament cannot under the exercise of that limited power enlarge that very power into an absolute power. That means meaning is Article 368 gives limited amending power to the Parliament. By using Article 368, by using that limited amending power, the Parliament cannot enhance that limited amending power into absolute power. That is the meaning. Am I making sense? Right. So indeed, a limited amending power is one of the basic features of the Constitution. That means there is no mention of absolute amending power. There is only limited amending power. Okay. If Parliament had been given absolute amending power, then there would have been no balance between the three organs of the government, and there would have been no concept called separation of powers, and there would have been no checks and balances. Okay, in a democracy, always Constitution is supreme with respect to the organs of the government. Because why Constitution is considered as a supreme? Because the organs of the government derives their power from the Constitution. That's why Constitution is considered as supreme. Of course, Constitution derives its power from the people. Okay, that's why we mentioned as we the people at the beginning of our preamble. So in other words, Parliament cannot under Article 368 expand its amending power so as to acquire for itself the right to repeal or abrogate the Constitution or to destroy its basic features. Right? So dear students, in Minerva Mills case, the Supreme Court said that limited amending power is the part of basic feature of the Constitution or the basic structure of the Constitution. And also it has mentioned about rule of law and judicial review as a basic features of the Constitution. Am I making sense? Okay. 42nd Amendment and 39th Amendment says that judiciary has no role. Judiciary has no role in reviewing the constitutional amendments made under Article 368 and election disputes of President, Vice President, Prime Minister, Speaker of Lok Sabha. Okay. So these amendments deliberately violates the judicial review or the power of judiciary to review the laws made by the Parliament. Okay. However, in Minerva Mills case judgment, Supreme Court held that judicial review is part of the basic feature. Yes or no? Okay. Right. So, dear students, in the next video, we will discuss Vaman Rao case and elements of the basic structure. Okay? Right.